Thank you. And for Chris, your host, doing a good job. Oh yeah. Ventura. Everyone's so fucking nice out here. What's the deal? Weird. In LA. There's actually people in an open mic up here. It's shocking to us comics from LA. It's shocking. People are paying attention. It's weird. You guys drinking? Of course. This table is for sure. And doing some drinking and driving later.
Of course.
I will probably be doing the same. Yeah, I'll be doing the same. I'm really good at drinking and driving. Really, really good at it. Done it a lot. I've one DUI in 3 different states. So I'm pretty good at it. So here's a tip if you're gonna drink and drive. Do it in 1974. They won't care. Just tell you to drive home faster. That's it. It's easy. It's a tip from a pro. I'm 28 years old and I hear this a lot. I'm from the worst generation ever. Right? I hear that all the time. My generation's horrible. It's the worst generation ever. I think that's some hyperbole. I don't know. Christopher Columbus's generation was pretty bad. All that raping and pillaging, that was bad. Any generation pre-slavery, pre-Civil War in this country is a little bit worse, right? We gave you hipsters. They owned people. That's a little worse than hipsters. I don't know when you look at the pantheon of that shit. But I figured it out. Why my generation sucks. It's because we're pussies. We can't do anything anymore, right? Like my grandfather, for example, his generation, he'd wake up in the morning, he'd have fried eggs cooked in fatback, he'd go to work, he'd get blown by his secretary, he'd have 3 martinis at lunch, and then he'd come home, he'd fix the boiler, and if the meatloaf wasn't ready on time, he'd strike my grandmother. Real men, guys. That's what they used to do. Real man. My grandfather. Real man. And then they'd sleep in 2 separate double beds. It's what I dream of those days. Be great. We don't do anything more. I have a 26-year-old roommate. He needed help from me to put a whiteboard on his wall in his bedroom. Dry erase board. It didn't require hammer nails. It came with double-sided sticky tape. He needed supervision from another man to put a glorified Post-it note on his wall. What is wrong with us? Saw a commercial the other day for men's 1-a-day vitamins in gummy form. We won't even swallow pills anymore. We're fucking pussies. It's candy. I know someone that still eats Flintstones vitamins. They're not vitamins. They're Smarties with Betty's tits on them. That's what they are, guys. We're fucking pussies. We're also dumb, my generation. We're pretty dumb. I was sitting in a bar and I was watching a football game. It was a 49ers game. And there were some 49ers fans sitting next to me. And one of his friends said to the guy, he said, how did the 49ers get their name? He didn't know. And his friend said, well, I will tell you. It was from the gold rush of 1949. No one corrected him. I was like, oh yeah, 1949. I remember that gold rush. 1949. Fucking stupid. God, I don't know. I don't get it. I was driving around, I saw a Hummer with a license plate that said Big Shot 6 on it. And I wonder if that guy's mad that he didn't make it in the top 5 biggest douchebags in California. It's number 6 on the list. He couldn't break the top 5. Must be sad about that. Every time I see a gay black guy, I want to say, hey man, don't you know you people hate your people? I agree, that's a funny fucking joke. I love that joke. I'm surprised you guys laughed at it so much because there's not a black guy in the room to laugh and make sure it's okay for you guys to laugh at that joke. I've been seeing It was Christmas time a month ago and Valentine's Day, and I've been seeing diamond commercials all the time, right? See these diamond commercials this time of year? They don't make any sense to me. I saw one, it was for Zales, and the camera was panning through a house, and like it went up the stairs into a bedroom. Every few feet there was a different article of clothing on the ground, and the last shot is of a closed bedroom door. And it said the only thing better than buying her a diamond is surprising her with one. And at that point they should just call your wife a whore. I think. Like, come on. Are you tired of getting dry hand jobs? We'll surprise her with a diamond, and then you'll be able to heave your disgusting body on top of hers like a stag beetle and dribble ejaculate into her cavernous vagina. Because the only thing that keeps this loveless relationship alive is the one time a year you get to fuck because you surprised her with a pebble. I think that should be Zales' new slogan. It might be too wordy. Here's a new one. Zales, because you're both fucking the help. Yeah, that could be better. That's a good one. But it doesn't make any sense to, like, these fucking diamond commercials. There's these things called Vermont teddy bears, and they're little bears, and they come with a story. It says, like, this is Jimmy, he likes canoeing, and his favorite flavor of ice cream is Cherry Garcia. It's something. It's a cute little bear, it comes with a story. I think diamonds should be like that. I think when you buy a diamond, it should come on a little black finger. And it should say, this is Mobutu's finger. He dug it out of a mine in Zaire so that he could buy a goat to feed his family. And maybe we buy less diamonds. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. They're fucking rocks, ladies. They're not even rare. De Beers fucking hoards them. They artificially inflate the prices. All right. Here's a new thing. I think Japanese people have weird senses of decency. Specifically in pornography, okay? And if you're not as familiar with Japanese pornography as I am, let me tell you about it. They pixelate genitalia in Japanese pornography. I don't know why. These people invented bukkake. 65 Japanese guys walk into a room and they glaze a woman's face like a Cinnabon, but you can't see their dicks. What the? You can't blur out the shit in Two Girls, One Cup. We know what's happening in that situation. For those of you, for the older crowd, Two Girls, One Cup is an internet video where two people eat shit, basically. That's what's happening. I don't know. Seriously, I was watching a porn, and a woman was standing over this guy. It was a Japanese porn. And he was elbow deep in her rice patty, and she was squirting all over him. Like a lot. Like 6 small sake bottles worth of cum all over this guy. But they blurred out her vagina. We know what's going on. The Germans have the weird shit porn. Is that something from the Nuremberg trial? That happened? Like, Germans gotta have shit porn because they were bad in World War II. The Japanese people have to have fucking tentacle porn. They just have to be sex shamed for the next 100 years. Is that one of the stipulations? I think it was. All right. There's a new strain. People were talking about weed earlier, and there's a new strain of weed out. It's called Baracco G. Right? And I thought that was pretty cool. I don't even smoke a lot of weed, but I figured I'd try it. It's named after the president. That sounds cool. If you haven't tried the Baracco G, go out and do it as soon as possible. It's great. You feel super hopeful for like half an hour, and then a guy watches you jerk off. NSA joke, guys. NSA joke. There's this thing. This was a big deal in Hollywood anyway. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, when they got divorced, it was a big deal because they're very famous and wealthy. And one of the stipulations of the divorce was that they couldn't raise the daughter in a specific religion because Tom Cruise is a Scientologist and Katie Holmes is Catholic. And I think that's a good idea for the judge to do that, because if she's raised a Scientologist, she'll be crazy, and if she's raised Catholic, she'll be a whore. Anybody else the disappointment in their family? Just me? There we go. I'm the disappointed one. And it's hard for me because I have a cousin that got knocked up when she was 17 by a 30-year-old cable repairman. And I'm the disappointed one in the family. It's hard. I'm from the Midwest, I'm white, middle class, like I have expectations to live up to, guys. My name is Preston Earl Hardy Blaine. I should be running the country right now. I don't have a job. Parents hate me. That's not true, my parents love me. They just don't respect me. And I would much rather have their respect than their love. My dad's love did buy me a car though, so that's cool, I guess. I'm going to finish with this. I'm going to talk about religion. Because I just get a crone. Whatever. Religion's weird to me. I wasn't brought up religious at all. But it's weird. Like the Catholic Church, for example. Is there an organization more in the closet than the Catholic Church? Like, come on. Like, look at this. Mass. What do you do at Mass? Okay. You walk up to the pew. You get down on your knees in front of a man. You open your mouth. And then he daintily places the body of another man into your open mouth. It's pretty gay. Confessional booth was the world's first glory hole. We don't know that. Conclave, when they picked a new pope. I don't know if you knew this. Conclave is actually Latin for bukkake. It's a big circle jerk. They lock the cardinals into a room, they jerk each other off. Whoever has the most cum on his face at the end, that's the new pope. That's how they pick it. It always takes a couple of days. They ship in a bunch of altar boys from America, and they got to convert gallons into liters. It's very confusing for them. It's very confusing for them. The Mormons are fucked up. Mormons were a racist organization until 1978. They didn't allow blacks in their church. And you think, what happened in 1978? Because, it's 15 years past the Civil Rights Movement. What's the deal? I'll tell you, because something else happened in 1978. The New Orleans Jazz moved to Salt Lake City. They had to field a good basketball team, guys. Who was John Stockton going to pass to? They had to let him in their stupid club. I don't know. Christians are weird. Got, you know who I don't think gets enough credit in the Bible? Joseph. Because he was a great stepdad. No credit for being a good stepdad. Put yourself in his shoes. Your wife whores it up with some space ghost, a kid shows up on your doorstep, and he still taught him how to build cabinets. He was cool. What is this, a fucking religious crowd? What's the deal? Stuff kills in fucking liberal Hollywood. I don't know. Jesus was always hanging out with his buddies. The 12 abolitionists, is that what they were called? No, I don't read the Bible. He had his buddies, and there had to be some complaints. Like, he had cool perks, but they were Jews, so they had to be complaining about shit. Come on, man, fish again? What's going on? We're Jews, hook it up with some brisket. Been manifesting baguettes all day. How about a bagel? And if we're going to have fish, why not white wine? You're the son of God, you don't know the flavor profile of halibut? Come on. White wine, the fish. I don't get it. Always with the wine. Jesus loved the wine, right? I don't get it. Wine, wine, wine. We're in the middle of the fucking desert. It's 110 degrees in the shade. Why don't you keep the water as water? I'm thirsty. I can't go out on that, guys. I gotta come up with something stronger than that. Here's what I'll do. I like reality shows. You like the racist stuff, so I'll do this. You like religion? You liked when I talked about how black people are really homophobic, so I'll do this. I watch reality shows, right? And my favorite reality show is Axemen, that lumberjack show. It's great. It's just lumberjacks, they just do shit. And I'm really psyched because they're coming out with a spin-off, and it's with just black lumberjacks. They're calling that one Ask Men. You guys can laugh at that. That's a funny fucking... The black show is called Ask Men. It's coming to UPN this fall. It's going to be on Thursdays at 10 or 10:15. Probably 10:15. All right, you guys have been great. I'm Preston Blaine. Give it up for Chris, your host.